Belgium Grand Prix qualifying highlights you don't want to miss. So now let's finally talk about qualifying. So first we have Lando taking pole and matching his teammate for a number of poles this year. He got a very nice lap in Q3, almost as fast as Oscar's record-breaking lap that we saw yesterday during sprint quali. Oscar, on the other hand, did have some very good sessions, although he did not manage to replicate the incredible lap that got him sprint pole yesterday. So then Leclerc surprised me a little bit, kind of came out of nowhere for me, but he had a very nice lap and he managed to snatch P3 from Max. It is very interesting because Lewis seems to struggle a lot with the new upgrades, but apparently Leclerc does not have this issue. So I would be very curious to see what's happening there. So now Max has been incredibly fast this weekend. He showed that in practice, he showed that in sprint quali, and he won the sprint race overtaking Piastri. And his last lap would have definitely led to the top 3 if it wasn't for his little drift in sector 1 that probably lost him a few tenths there. Now, for something I definitely was not expecting is seeing Tsunoda finally in Q3 and P7 no less, only 4 tenths behind Max. Now, apparently, new team principal Lauren Mekis opted to give Tsunoda the new upgraded floor, which was supposed to be a replacement floor for Max. I wonder if Horner would have made the same choice. And this might show a new direction for the team where they start to finally give some attention to other drivers besides Max. We finally seen Williams get some pace back and seeing them on the grid in similar places like we did in the beginning of the year before this whole thing that they had with all the DNFs and cars catching fire and everything. Now, Sainz was out in Q2, sadly not make it in Q3, but Albon managed to get to P5, which is Williams' best starting position since 2023. Then I just want to mention that Vircarb has been looking better and better with every weekend, I think. I mean, Hadjar has been one of the most impressive and consistent rookies this year. And on top of that, we also see Lawson improving and joining him quite frequently in Q3. We have Sauber proving again that their new upgrades are actually working with Bortoleto going into Q3. And finally, Lewis. I do not understand what is happening there. Seeing Lewis Hamilton out in Q1 again this year is just, I don't know, perplexing. I don't know what's happening with Ferrari. They've been very hopeful getting this rear suspension upgrade. And we saw Lewis spinning in sprint quali. We saw him again struggling with the rear in Q1. And on top of that, also passing the track limits and having his lap deleted. So